Hey everyone, welcome back to Homegrown Passion. Today we're going to go over the deep barrel hydroponics. It's been 3 months since I planted them in the barrels, and I think it's time to harvest, so stay tuned. Mother Nature's been cooperating with us this spring. We've had some nice, beautiful, cool weather and bright sunny days, and that combination is doing wonderful for my plants. Everybody's doing so well. It's so exciting. As you can see, my turnips and my beets are really thriving. I've been watering them with my tomato cucumber formula, and I'm really surprised at how well they're doing. Remember, I'm using a 50-50 mix in my growing medium. It's 50% peat and 50% perlite. Hopefully it made enough static pressure for the roots that it forms a nice root and I just don't get a bunch of hairy roots of something that I can't eat. And to be honest with you, I haven't been paying too much attention to the deep barrel. I walk by them every day, but not really look at them because I've been so busy trying to get everything done here in the greenhouse for my CSA and the farm market that's coming up, and working on the strawberries. So we'll see how the harvest goes. Well, taking a look at the carrot barrel here, it looks like I have some carrots to harvest along with the beets and turnips. And if you guys have been following me with the deep barrel hydroponics, I did plant the carrots in stages because I had some extra room. So I have different ages of plants in here. So I'm going to have to go through and see which ones are ready to pull out. So if you're interested in how I built the hydroponic deep barrel system here and planted it, I'm going to put the links down below. I encourage you to watch them all together, and you can see the start to finish. Well, I'm going to go over to the head house and get a bin and see if I have any edible vegetables. So I first started out seeding for the deep barrel hydroponics. I had some comments from people who saw that I started the seeds in Oasis cubes and didn't direct seed them directly in the barrels, and they said it wouldn't work. Well, I had much better success with the Oasis seeding than the direct seeding. So I planted the carrots. I did the older ones around the outside of the barrel and the newer ones are on the inside. So I'm going to pull out this one. And what's kind of funny about root crops, when you pull them out, you never know what you're going to get or what it's going to look like. So let me get this guy out. Let's see what he looks like. Not very good. Well, not too bad. First time I've ever done this, so I can't complain. So I think I'll pull another one out and see what it looks like. See one over here. Yep, he's a short little stubby guy too. But they're nice, got some nice, they're nice and round. I'll still eat them. I don't see any other ones that are big enough to pull out yet. And you know what? I think I'm going to have to look at the seeds I use. I might have used storage carrots. I'm not sure. I'll double check that and let you know. Double checked. They are storage carrots. They're supposed to be 4 to 5 inches long. These guys look like they're about 3 inches long. So I'm not sure what I did wrong. If you guys have any ideas, write it down below and let me know so I won't make that mistake again. For the rest of the carrots that are in the barrel, I'm going to let them go a little bit longer because the maturity date is 75 days, so I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but I'm going to just see how big I can get them, and in between I'm going to have some empty spaces. I'm going to get some fancy carrots and plant them in so I don't waste any space. Next barrel, we have onions. Definitely can tell they are not ready. I'm not sure how long for maturity on them, but you can tell they need to go a little bit longer, so I'm just going to let them grow. Time for the beets. I can tell they're ready to be harvested because they're popping out of the growing medium. Got a nice big one right here. Let me see if I can grab them. Oh yeah. That looks good. Let me see. Oh, this one's even bigger. Oh wow. Holy crap. I guess you can say the beets like the deep barrel hydroponics. Look at that beet. Gonna take him up and roast him tonight. Let's see if there's any more. Oh yeah. You guys knew I had fungus gnat problem. Caught quite a few of them on the sticky thing. Let's see, I'll put it back over here. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Well, from what I can see, These other guys can go a little bit longer, so I'm going to let them grow. Changed my mind. Found another one in the back. Get the growing medium off. I got one of my emitters. So I'm really happy with this harvest of beets. The beets that are left in the barrel, I'm going to let them grow. Everybody was planted or seeded at the same time, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, why some of these are still small. Maybe I should get a grow light and put a grow light above these, especially growing them in the wintertime. Maybe that'll help. Look at these parsnips. Crazy. Never grew them before. I've only cooked with them a couple times in soup, so I'm not real familiar with them. I did do some research after I planted them that I guess you're supposed to plant them in the fall because they like the warm days and the cool nights to get the sugars and the starches all to convert to sugar, so they're a little bit sweeter. Oh, there goes the waterer. You hear the squeaking noise. But, you know, I didn't know, and we'll see what happens. Okay, digging in here, I found one I'm going to pull out first. You can see him down there. You see the white part of it. So grab him, and hopefully he's pretty big. That's interesting. Let me harvest some more and see what they look like. They smell good. Well, pull this out of here. Looks like I'm going to have stumpy parsnips and stumpy carrots. Having a hard time getting this guy out, so bear with me. Lots of roots. So it looks like there's not enough tension in the soil. I have all these funky roots coming out of here. Let me get the emitter out. Pulled out some little ones that you could tell. Look at all the funky roots I got there. So far, the beets are a winner. Carrots stumpy, parsnips stumpy. Boy, am I making a mess pulling these out. Lots of roots. So I think I'm going to pull them all out because this is not the right time of year to grow the parsnips, and they're becoming a jungle, and I don't want to have a lot of pests get hidden in there. And what I'm going to do after I pull the parsnips out is I'm going to go through and get all the roots out of the barrel, get some new growing medium and to replace, and maybe I'll put some ginger because I do have some ginger in the house that's sprouting. So I did that one year and it did pretty good for me. I just didn't leave it in long enough. So I think this will become a ginger barrel. I think I found a big one. Maybe. Doesn't have as many roots on as the other one I pulled out. Keep going. As I'm pulling out the parsnips, I think I overcrowded them, along with not having the right tension in the soil. Some interesting designs. Yep, definitely overcrowded. I'll get all this foliage out of the barrel. These little ones, oh, it's not too bad. There's some roots in here, some root balls, not too bad. I'm going to keep cleaning out the barrel and get all the foliage and everything out, and I am going to take these because it's not really worth me cleaning that up, and I'm going to take it out to my chickens. My ladies are going to love the greens. Go through and get the root balls out. The emitters worked really well on the barrels with the little spray thing that they have on them, and I had 4 of them in here, and there was a few times when it was cloudy out that they were getting too wet, so I did have a shut-off valve over there that I was able to turn it off and just monitor the moisture. But then once it got warm, I just let it go and water at the same time as the tomatoes. Trying to get the root balls out of the barrel, I have an idea. I have a garden tool. It's a little tool about that big and has like fingers on it. It's like a little rake. I think I'm going to go grab it and push it down into the growing medium and pull all the root balls out, because otherwise it's going to take me forever to go through with my hands. I always did like to play in the dirt. But I better go get cleaned up, and we're going to take the beets and the parsnips that are salvageable and get them cleaned up so I can store them. Okay, I'm in the head house and I'm going to get these ready. Even though they're small, I'm still going to save these parsnips. And from what I read, you cut the greens off about an inch above the actual root. And like I said, I'm going to save all these greens for the ladies, so put them off to the side. So I'm going to go through and cut these off and get them ready to put in my refrigerator. I'm not going to keep them that long because I have some recipes I want to use. They're very interesting. So here's the biggest one I got. Kind of cool, lots of little legs. So let me get the parsnips done and I'll come back and I'll do the beets. Beets cut the same way. And the reason you want to leave some of the top on is you don't want the beets to bleed all over the place, because you know how they like to make a mess. See? Ready for storage in the refrigerator, but I think I'm going to roast this big one tonight. Now for the carrots, just going to chop off the tops. Funky little guys, aren't they? You can tell they came out of the ground because they got a little green on the top of them. Or out of, I should say, the growing medium, since they didn't grow in the ground, in the growing medium. You can tell this one didn't pop out as much. It's not as green on top. Well, here's my harvest. Not 100% like I was hoping for. Really pleased with the beets, but everything else, not so much. But as I was cleaning up the crop, I noticed there was still some remnants of the Oasis cube on each one of them. So I'm wondering if that had something to do with the way they grew. Now that I've seen how each of the crops grew in the deep barrel, I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do first off is get all the plant matter out of the barrels and replace any growing medium as needed. And I'm going to direct seed. I know the beets turned out really good. I'm really happy with that, but I'm going to try direct seeding them. The carrots, I'll let the other ones grow that are still into the barrel and see what happens with them. But when I go to replant the carrot crop, definitely going to direct seed. Even though I didn't have 100% germination, I'd rather have nice long carrots than a bunch of stumpy little ones. Parsnips, I'm not going to replant until maybe the fall. We'll see what happens. But the beets, we eat a lot of these, so I'm going to do 2 barrels of the beets. I got a lot of cleanup to do, so I think I'm going to end the video here. And I always like to show you guys what works, what doesn't work, the good, the bad, the ugly. And we're going to keep going with our deep barrel hydroponics. And once I get it down pat, I'll definitely let you know what my routine was and what my procedures were. So I hope you liked today's video. And like always, please leave me any questions, comments, or suggestions down below. And don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.